The internet sure is full of a ton of AI slop, which understandably creates a lot of disdain towards AI going anywhere near anything to do with creativity. I mean, we've all heard of people who call themselves AI artists because they type in prompts. It's pretty lame. But even though a lot of the AI hate's completely warranted, I still think it's got a lot of potential as an enormously useful tool that could bring a lot of good to the table if used properly. So sit back in your dad's least respectable futon, and I'll go over all the pros and cons in the future of AI in gaming. Okay, so with the way things are going, AI is obviously going to drastically change everything within the next 5 to 10 years. But even if you're optimistic, the transition's definitely going to be rough, but despite the potential for doom or tyranny, I'm at least very excited for the potential when it comes to gaming. Now look, let me make it clear that I'm not at all excited for the idea of gaming companies making entire games based on prompts. I'm 100% certain this is going to be a thing sooner than later, and I'm not exactly excited for it, not even because I think the games aren't going to be good or anything like that. I mean, obviously the first AI-generated games are going to be complete monstrosities, but AI is only getting smarter, so inevitably it'll understand what exactly makes video games good, but I don't view video games as a purely mechanical thing. Look, I'm not trying to sound artsy or anything like that, but to me, a big part of why I love video games is knowing that they came from somebody's imagination, not just that the tasks I'm doing with the buttons is mentally stimulating. Don't get me wrong though, I'm not above the idea of taking 5 seconds out of my day to type some stupid prompt in to pop the boys in the group chat with some mindless slop every now and then. It's not like I'm gonna commission somebody who specializes in ripping a popular art style off, wait a week, ask for a revision, wait another week, and then just kinda settle because I don't wanna make the person feel bad over a throwaway joke I'm gonna forget in like 5 minutes anyway. But at the same time though, I also don't wanna see thousands of games being released every day, even if they're eventually good. I totally get that at the time of this recording, that kind of a future is pretty hard for a lot of people to believe given how easy it is to spot AI-generated content right now, but sooner or later, it is going to be capable of generating entire games based solely on prompts. And if you ask me, I think that's really sad, but at the same time though, I also think it's silly to entirely overlook the potential AI has as a tool. I mean, we already have AI upscaling, compression, denoising, and frame generation right now in video games, which is basically a shortcut to get better visuals without necessarily requiring extra horsepower. But as far as future potential goes, though, I honestly find it mind-blowing that a lot of modern video games repeat so many lines, even in 2025. Like, every other time I get on a chocobo in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Yuffie sings the same damn song over and over and over and over and over again.
Chocobo, chocobo, I'm on a chocobo, you're on a chocobo.
It was cute the first 500 times, but like, could they really have not recorded like 100 different lines? I know that sounds like a big ask, but it's really only like 30 to 60 extra minutes of speaking. Honestly, you could probably record 100 one-liners faster than it would take me to record these voiceovers you're listening to right now. But then again, recording that many extra lines with different voice actors over the course of a game for different scenarios does add up over time, sure, and developers probably don't think the extra costs are worth it. And they're probably right, too. Plus, this really is just a nitpick. It's not like I hate games over this or anything like that, but it's still just something that I think is going to feel extremely outdated in the future. If we used AI with thinking capabilities and voice recreation, though, I do think we'd have potential for endless banter between characters in video games. And look, I'm not saying that AI should replace voice actors by any means, not at all. I think that's trash. Why not have voice actors record all the main dialogue themselves and then give each character their own trained AI to improve useless dialogue? I mean, imagine if you could speak with every character in every game in real time and seeing their reactions to fart jokes and what have you. Hell, imagine telling the main villain of the game to frig off and hearing their response.
Frig off, burp.
Frig off?
Yeah, frig off, chill out, back off, mind your own business.
Excuse me?
I know a lot of people just hate AI no matter what, but I'm sorry, this sounds really cool to me. Like, just look at how much fun everyone was having with AI James Earl Jones voicing Darth Vader in Fortnite. I mean, everybody was having way more fun when you were able to trick the character into saying problematic things, but it's still pretty cool just talking to Darth Vader, I guess. And I know Epic Games got into a little bit of trouble with SAG over it, but James Earl Jones said it was okay and his family's making money off of it, and most importantly, it's not like Epic Games was gonna hire hundreds of thousands of James Earl Jones impersonators to play Fortnite 24/7, so in no universe can anybody argue that real voice actors losing work over this. It's either AI Darth Vader or nothing at all, and like, even if it does get old after a few minutes of trying to get him to say stupid things, it's still a cool option to have if you ask me. And honestly, I think it'd be really cool if every game gave you the option to speak with a microphone to every NPC, as long as a real person voiced all the real lines in the game anyway. I get that it's a slippery slope, and even if it only starts off with using AI to add voiceovers, it could eventually just replace voice actors altogether, but, I mean, that doesn't have to be where things end up, you know? Look, I'm not a fan of Charles Martinet being replaced, but I still do prefer having a real person replacing him over having AI copy his voice. The same thing can be said for the new Frankie voice actor in One Piece, even though, I don't think anybody really thinks of the new Frankie's voice as the real voice. God bless him, he's trying, of course. Still though, I'm sorry, I'm just tired of hearing the same lines and phrases repeated hundreds of times in modern games. Made sense in the 90s, but I'm surprised we're not long past that at this point. Given how fast AI is advancing though, this video is probably going to be outdated pretty quick, so I might as well talk about how GTA 6 is already using AI for nuanced wanted levels, police strategies, and even voice work, but the Rockstar CEO Johnny Rockstar made it clear that they're only going to use AI to enhance creativity, not replace it, which I think is the way to go. But imagine a game like GTA where every NPC in the game has their own life, routine, and distinct personality. Imagine if every single building in the game let you explore every room. Imagine if papers on desks all had detailed writing someday. Sure, it'd look like slop right now, but eventually it'd be pretty coherent and probably kinda interesting too. And like, yeah, it'd be cooler if humans made all these details, but like, would you really task a human to draw notes on people's desks in a game? So I mean, why not let AI enhance in-game worlds with extremely boring but interesting details? I don't know, I just think little things like this would be really cool, even if it's never completely necessary. I mean, running a random NPC over in Grand Theft Auto and reading their detailed grocery list would be pretty funny, but I don't need to see what a random toad in a Mario game's got hiding under his bed or anything like that. A lot of what I'm imagining right now might be a little further off though, I get that, but in the near future though, like before 2030, I do think that AI will be capable of doing fun things like translating games that never came out in your region. Like, it's cool that fans take it upon themselves to do translations for everybody, but it's not like they're getting paid to do it. Most of the time, nobody's even thanking them. It's always just good Samaritans taking time out of their lives to help other people enjoy games that they love, so it'd probably be better to just let AI translate older games that the original publishers are just never gonna localize themselves anyway. Plus, with AI translating games and fans being able to use AI to translate games themselves, we don't gotta worry about localization censorship either. Speaking of translations though, would it be cool if you could have an auto-translation with online co-op with anyone in the world in real time? Granted, there's way more potential with this outside of gaming, but still though, you gotta admit, that'd be pretty neat, right? But what excites me way more than having AI localize forgotten Japanese exclusives though, is using it to finish games that were never completed in the first place. As things stand right now, Resident Evil 1.5 is just never gonna get finished, because I mean, who the hell would do that? For those of you who don't know, Resident Evil 1.5 was the original Resident Evil 2 that Capcom scrapped before making the game we all know today. Eventually, a leak of the game got out, and fans were able to put together a build that's about 40% complete. The Resident Evil 2 we all ended up playing is definitely better, but still though, it's just that fascination with wanting to play what never was. Like, yeah, the 40% build is pretty cool, but you really can't finish it. You just kind of play it until you hit a wall, and then you're just kind of done. Fan translations are one thing, all you gotta do is just change text and that's it, and know the language of course. But honestly, we're just never gonna see groups of fans capable of developing PS1 games all banding together to finish a 30-year-old project for free. First of all, anybody capable of doing this probably already has a job making games for actual currency, and even if they don't, Capcom would definitely put the kibosh on it as soon as they found out, because it would definitely take them a while. As far as Capcom's wishes to keep Resident Evil 1.5 buried until the end of time though, you can't just tease us with an Elsa Walker outfit in the Resident Evil 2 remake and expect people to just never play Resident Evil 1.5. Once AI inevitably gets a little better though, somebody's certainly gonna assign specialized AI agents to develop the unfinished parts of the game, including voiceovers based on the original recordings, debugging, and all that nonsense. Like I said, the current version of Resident Evil 1.5 is only about 40% complete, so AI would have to do a lot of filling in, which isn't ideal. But while this may be wishful thinking, I feel like when somebody inevitably finishes the game with AI, somebody from Capcom will accidentally on purpose leak the 60 to 80% build that's rumored to be within the company, and we'll at least have a final version that's a lot closer to what the original intent was supposed to be. Hell, it wouldn't even surprise me if Capcom themselves used AI to finish this as a bonus little spin-off or something. I mean, as much as a lot of us do want to play Resident Evil 1.5, it would be pretty stupid of Capcom to waste the time of their actual developers to finish a 30-year-old scrap project when they could be working on something new. After all, the game was scrapped for a reason, but if somebody else is gonna do it anyway, and they will, then Capcom will probably figure it's better they at least do it themselves. Maybe not, but I'm gonna boldly predict this regardless. Even beyond finishing incomplete games, there's also massive potential for modding without knowing a damn thing about programming or coding. I mean, imagine if you could just tell an AI to mod Mario 64 so you could see his crumb the entire game. Imagine modding Banjo-Kazooie with the swap and stop finished. Like, everything I've talked about so far really are just small things that people would never take the time to do themselves, so it's either AI or nothing in most of these cases. Sooner than later, though, AI will be able to actually work on the games themselves, though, before being able to outright generate them entirely from a prompt, and to me, this is where the topic really starts to open a big can of worms. On one hand, it'd drastically expedite development time to have AI do all the busy work that comes with developing, but that busy work is currently occupied by humans who would then be out of a job. If AI doesn't reach the best case scenario where it renders money and jobs obsolete, then that could be a real problem. So the real question is, where do you draw the line of what AI works on and what you let humans do? Or better yet, who gets to draw that line? A lot of AAA games can end up feeling more like cranked out slop than they already do, but it could help a lot of indie developers with small teams and a low budget feel like massive blockbuster hits, as long as it's not leaned on too much for creativity. I have no idea where things are gonna go in the immediate future, neither does anybody really. AI absolutely has the potential to ruin everything, but if used the right way, it also has the potential as a tool to make things a lot better. Now, I don't know about you, but I think it's a lot more fun to be optimistic. And I'm sure a lot of people watching this video probably don't think AI is going to be capable of a lot of the things I've mentioned, but if that describes you, then, well, let me let you in on a little secret. What you're looking at right now is AI generated, believe it or not, so imagine where we're going to be in the future. But anyway, if you got a kick out of my incoherent, rambling, and disturbing imagery though, then you should check out this video I made on the history of Zelda fans being fickle, but if you'll excuse me though, I gotta go take my uncle to soccer practice. Later.